Nigeria's partnership with China through the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation has resulted in the execution of projects valued at more than $5 billion in the last 3 years of the current administration. President Muhammadu Buhari disclosed this in Beijing at the FOCAC round-table meeting attended by African leaders and the Chinese President Xi Jinping. Buhari says through the Chinese support, Nigeria has addressed significant challenges in the areas of infrastructure, human capacity development, power, transport, agriculture, and humanitarian assistance. According to him, the Nigeria-Chinese partnership through the FOCAC platform has resulted in the construction of the first urban rail system in West Africa, a $500 million project in Abuja, which was commissioned in July. And global affairs analyst Colin Zweke joins us via phone from Belgium. Thank you for joining us on TVC News Hour.
Thank you for having me.
Now, has industrialization and modernization been achieved in Africa considering this FOCAC cooperation?
Yes, indeed. And this is no happenstance. This is happening as a consequence of a set of deliberate actions, deliberate strategy by the Chinese government, actually based on 4 main points. Now, the Chinese, have realized that African support in multilateral forums is very, very essential in achieving its, strategic objectives. As you know, the African Union votes usually in bloc. And so, to gain Africa's, support in some of these, negotiations and all of that, they found it a of strategic importance to link up with Africa. Now, you can also look at the dynamism of the Chinese economy and the way it has steadily been growing. Now, there is a very strong appetite for, the resources that Africa has to offer. That is another second reason that they are engaging. Now, you can also look at, the influence of the Western countries that actually started decreasing at the end of the Cold War, and the opportunities for China in Africa. So they actually zeroed in on that. And finally, it is important to note that even though China has said, has stated it differently, there is definitely some political undertone to their involvement with Africa. Like I said, I'm sure they won't deny that, but obviously that's an important reason.
All right, Collins, it's a good thing that this development you enumerated is good for Africa, but it's coming at a cost. From 2000 to 2016, Africa is owing China up to the tune of $125.6 billion. Now, that is a lot of money, even though China will pride itself that some of these loans are concessional loans, but they must be paid. There's no free lunch anywhere.
Absolutely not. There is no free lunch. You stated it quite well. And let's be clear about one thing. Loan is not a negative thing if you know exactly what you want to do with the loan and the return on the investment. So you can see loan as investment that yields income with which the principal is paid back, and then the surplus by way of gains or profit are then plowed back into the economy. It also keeps the economy very, very active. But you see, the case with Africa is such that the lure for the loan is most of the time the pockets of the individual leaders that are going for them. So the loans are misapplied, and ultimately, we haven't quite started seeing the negative impact yet. It will take a couple of decades before we begin to see that these loans, turn into bad and doubtful debts. And then, we are back to the spiral of unpaid debt, which becomes a very strong burden on generations of Africa to come. So, yes, it is a major issue, but if managed well, definitely there is something in it for Africa. But we remain to see how much Africa has planned deliberately and strategically, like China has planned, to derive the best out of the Africa-China relationship.
Well, the burning question is how beneficial and highly placed this forum actually is. Well, we're going to have to leave it at that now. Collins Weke, we've run out of time. Global Affairs Analyst, thank you for joining us on TVC NewsHour.